guys, Underground Geek here, and I want to talk about something that's been going around here lately. Actually, a couple of different things, and I want to start off with talking about the whole comic book store that was ranting about pull lists, and that kind of bringing business down, all that kind of good stuff. And I'll just say it's Big Bang Comics. I won't tell you where it's at, but that's the name of the comic book store. And they went on a 20 tweet rant about people not buying the comic books on the pull list, ordering things and not paying for them, things of that nature. And I got to say that that's pretty immature on that store's part. What I like to do is when I'm going to tweet something, if I'm irritated and I'm about to tweet something, I usually wait and weigh my options, because I usually take about 10, 20 seconds to just kind of think about the ramifications of what I'm about to say. And I'm a nobody, okay? But I know what you say is important. And not to be funny here, but to quote Colossus from the Deadpool movie, it only takes 4 or 5 moments to think about your actions and to be a hero. And by the way, I love that movie, but now that I think about it, if I owned a comic book store, I probably wouldn't even do pull lists unless somebody paid me a monthly membership. You know what I mean? Not to be selfish or greedy or anything, but with all the stuff going on, I would just say, look, I will do a pull list if you pay me $5 a month, okay? And I talked about this before. A friend of mine, Meg Aneki on Twitter, we were talking about doing a comic book store and starting a membership, and that membership letting you in on things that other people can't get, drawings and all that kind of stuff, into a special room to hang out and all that kind of cool stuff. But that, I think if you buy into that, then maybe we could give you the pull list, okay? If you join our membership, we'll do a pull list. If not, unless you're just a really good friend and they're going to buy it because they're going to feel bad if they don't, I wouldn't even do pull lists. Like, just come buy the comic, okay? Now, if it's a hard to find comic and you want a copy, sure, I'll stick one behind my desk because it'll sell if you don't get it. But if you're wanting me to pull like issue 27 of Aquaman or issue 14 of Titans just because it's on your pull list, to me that's kind of silly. Because I'm going to hold that and then it's going to sit on my desk after you don't come get it and I'm going to have to put it back out. That's taking product off the counter just in case you buy it. Why not just put it out? If he's going to come get it, he's going to come get it. If he doesn't come get it in a couple of weeks, I mean, Lord mercy. Don't even let him have a pull list, But anyway, that's just kind of my philosophy about it. Just don't even do a pull list and shut up about it. But that comic book story, I think they kind of knew what they were doing. They're trying to get attention, because everybody's talking about them now. If they're not trying to get attention and they're really just kind of complaining about the situation, shut up. I mean, just go sell comics and hush. If they're not buying your comics, maybe think about not ordering those comics next time or ordering less of them. If you're ordering 10 of those comics and you're only selling 5 of them, and then you're only selling 3 of them and you're stuck with 7 issues, I mean, order 5 next time. And I don't know. I just didn't really see the point in it. I thought it was kind of dumb. Now, on to another subject. A friend of mine, Captain Frugal, was talking about costs of comics here lately. How they've gone up, and minimum wage is not really going up for comic writers and things like this to kind of accommodate that. I think that's kind of why Marvel is having the situation that they're having. You're paying these people nothing, and they're coming up with nothing. Now, if you was to pay these people a proper wage, and then they do a good job, then I think the comic would be better, and then you could charge $4 a comic. But when you have like they did a review the other day about a useless Star Wars comic that come out, and nobody even cared to buy it, and it was like $4.99 for this comic, and I thought, really, $4.99 for a Star Wars comic? Who goes out of their way out to go buy a Star Wars comic? I mean, I have not bought a single Star Wars comic, and I've not had anybody even suggest to go buy one. Obviously, that's a niche market. I mean, it's a very niche market. You're only going to get Star Wars fans or people that like the movies. And that's a very small group. Now, like with Marvel and DC, you've got some diehard fans that are always going to buy, because if you look at Marvel's numbers, they should be selling zero when they're still selling like 20-something issues for these sucky comics, you know. So obviously there's somebody out there that's going to buy them. But Star Wars, why do you need so many titles? Why can't you just come out with Star Wars? Just do that. I mean, you could just do the movies in comics and then do little side parts that you couldn't put in the movies on there. Why do you need this Dr. Aphra and C-3PO crap and Poe Dameron and all that kind of stuff? I mean, Poe Dameron seems like a cool character because isn't he a really good pilot, I think? So if I was going to do the Poe Dameron, he would be in a dogfight every single issue. I would have him in a X-Wing, in a TIE fighter, in something, flying around shooting something every issue. And maybe that would get people's attention, you know, oh, I wonder what kind of cool dog fights in this issue, you know. But I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's walking around with your feminist swagger hanging out. But the cringe factory that it probably is, and that's I'll look up sales later. I imagine they're not too high. But anyway, on to what else I was talking about. You know, you had the deal going on with the comic book store, and then you had the sales at Marvel dipping down. The other day, I was actually DM'd by Scott Snyder, the guy that's doing the DC Dark Knight's Metal right now. And I guess he thought that I was like making fun of him promoting so much, because I'd like to get on there and say, and a lot of times I'll tweet and I'll say things like, look, this is how you promote. Scott Snyder knows what he's doing. He gets on here and he posts his work. He says, have a great day, buy our comic, blah, 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 as opposed to other people, cough, cough, dance a lot, that don't promote anything. And he actually DM'd me and said, hey, I'm going to lay off the promoting. Just, you know, kind of out of nowhere. And I was like, no, man, I'm not making fun of you or anything. I think what you're doing is great. Keep on doing it. And he didn't really respond. I think he may be hanging out with his family, you know, camping or something like that. I believe I saw that. But hopefully he'll respond, because I DM'd a couple more times saying, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, and I like your work, and keep it up, because you seem like a good guy. But that just goes to show you that stuff kind of gets lost in translation on Twitter a lot of times. You don't know how escalated someone is when they're talking about something. But if you're listening, Scott Snyder, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. But anyway, I just want to tell you about that and how quickly things kind of get misconstrued on Twitter about things. But there's a new thing going on now with that Tess Fowler person, and she's a nobody. I mean, she does these little comics here and there, blah, 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 that I've never heard of. But so she goes on a rant about harassing an old lady over her scarf with a what she called a SS Nazi symbol on it. Now, she has no pictures of it, no evidence, but she wants to be virtue signaling on there saying, hey, I called this lady out for her scarf, blah, 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 yay me. And I can't remember if I even responded. I think I may have responded to somebody else's response to her, but she blocked me. She went on there and blocked me, you know, and then I went back, I got on my other account and went back and looked on her account, and she was bragging about, you know, these idiots, these frog people following me, blah, blah, blah. It must be so nice to live in your echo chamber and just, you know, every time somebody disagrees with you, just call them a name and go on, you know, just put everybody in this blanket little vague group. We're all the same, you know, anybody that doesn't respond to you the way you want, they're just jerks, you know, must be nice. Let's look at those comic sales, see how they're doing. But if you're going to go down the street and harass a lady for her scarf, nobody's going to like you, okay? they're going to say, this person's unstable. She's walking down the street harassing old ladies. And in her defense, she's like, oh, well, the lady, she defended herself and she was really good with her sarcasm and stuff. So blah, blah. That's not a defense. You can't just say, well, the lady could talk good and walk good, so obviously she deserved to be harassed, unopposed to somebody that's in a wheelchair. I mean, really, get your act together, Tess. Okay, calm down, make some comics, and start watching what Scott Snyder does with his promoting on Twitter, because that's how you do it. Okay? Calm down. The world's not a bad place unless you make it a bad place. All right, guys, that's enough for my rant today. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you had any questions. Tell me if you've heard anything else. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the notification button. All right, guys. See you later. Out.